Economic Development Communications Committee. If there's someone on the committee that's prepared to co-opt off, first of all, the Lord Mayor in place of Alderman Sexton, please.
I'll move that, thanks.
Thank you. I'll put that to the meeting. All those in favour say aye. If there's no one against that, welcome, Lord Mayor. Indications of pecuniary conflicts of interest on the agenda. Just wave your hands. I'm not actually in the council centre. Is that something, Councillor Dutta, you're okay? Okay. There's only the one item, so there's no transfer of agenda items. Reports. So I'll move to the report. It's the subject of the meeting, and that is the summer marketing campaign. I'll just make the comment in doing that we were very fortunate. Thank you, Alderman Zuko. Those extra days have been helpful. Thanks to you for getting a proper, better assessment of this item. So I might pass over to you, Deputy General Manager, for a feedback or briefing of the group, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Yes, so this item was obviously deferred from committee last week, which has given us the chance to talk with both the THA and also with the Tasmania Chamber of Commerce and Industry. The feedback from both those groups has been positive around this idea, and I think most elected members will have seen that this item got a run in the paper on the weekend, and there was also a positive comment in there from the THA as part of that. General Manager and myself had a chance to also meet with the representatives of the group that have been contracted by the state government to do some summer promotion around restaurants and eateries as well. And he was also very supportive of this idea, really with the words to the effect of, look, anything that can be offered at this time is going to help business which has had such a tough time. So in terms of that initial consultation, subject to committee's feedback, we feel we have enough industry support, if you like, to proceed with this thinking. The second item that committee asked us to reflect upon was, what about people who don't have a mobile device? How could they engage with this campaign? So you'll see in the covering memo that we did some work around whether we could run a paper-based partner to the digital-based side of the program. So the answer is that yes, we can, but we are respectfully suggesting that at the moment, perhaps not yet. So the intent of this program was always to be a trial to see whether people and whether restaurants and customers would engage in this type of program. In the context of what we're trying to achieve, it is a reasonably small budget. The vouchers are reasonably low in value. And we're suggesting that really let this program run as a trial in the first instance. And if it is successful, and if council chose to continue to endorse a program like this, that at that stage we could bring in an additional part of the program, which would then be this paper or card-based system, which would enable people who don't have access to a mobile device to participate. We're suggesting, Chairman, as again you will have read in the papers, that to run the card or paper-based system, we would suggest an additional budget. Again, these numbers in terms of how many people might take up, they're really educated guesses, but we would suggest that with a paper-based system, perhaps an additional 700 people could take up the additional offer, and that might translate perhaps into 350 people actually using their card 5 times to obtain the further voucher. But frankly, it is a best guess, Chairman, and that's why I'm saying at this stage it's a trial. And I think with those words of introduction, I'm happy to take questions.
Thank you to the committee and the Lord Mayor. Any questions, any feedback, please?
Yes, thank you for that. I'm happy to move the recommendation, but I did also have a question around how many venues. I think the venues that can participate is fairly limited, isn't it? And how will it just be on a sort of first in, best dressed?
Chairman, through you, we're estimating about 70 or so venues to participate, but as you can see from the screen, I have Ms Skillen beside me and she can perhaps better answer that question.
Thank you. So through you, Chair, yes, we're looking at a maximum of 75 businesses. That's sort of what we've budgeted at the moment for this particular trial. Certainly, of course, there are more food and beverage venues in the city, but we will be opening it up to an expression of interest program, and it will be, yes, a first in, best dressed. And obviously there will be a small amount of eligibility criteria for those businesses as well, including like signing on to the terms and conditions of the program and things like that.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think given it is a trial, so long as it's framed as such, I'm comfortable with the process. It is obviously, it has its limits, limited number of cafes, limited number of vouchers available, and we, you know, we would probably, I think, just stick with the trial with the phone app. But if it's successful and we can learn from it, maybe it can be broadened out at a later date when we want to do something similar.
Okay, further questions from the committee? Alderman Zuko? Nothing?
No, there's no questions. I think it's very, very clear that we're getting support there, and something maybe of an oversight, but at least we're moving forward.
Thank you. Thanks for your support. Anybody else, please? Yeah, thanks, Deputy.
Thanks, Chairman. Just a couple of questions, if I might. So is this the 75 businesses or whatever the cap is that just within the CBD in Salamanca, or is it right across the city?
Chairman, through you, it's right across the municipal area.
And does it include not-for-profits as well, or is it purely commercial businesses?
Chairman, through you, if they're running an eatery, a food business, then it would include them, yes.
Okay. Okay, I think that's all the questions I have for the minute. Thank you.
Good, thank you. Anybody else? The recommendation has been moved by the Lord Mayor. If there's nobody else wanting to be engaged at this point, I'll put that recommendation. All those in favour say aye. Sorry, anybody against it? Okay, that's carried. That was the only matter on our agenda, so thanks everyone for their attendance.